What is going on, everyone? Bingo here. I'm with the Dual Factory for episode 42 of X-2 Drop. This literally just happened like 3 hours ago, basically, and we got a new master rule for Yu-Gi-Oh! And we threw out our other topic and decided we were going to talk about this and then a little other things that got revealed with it. But this is just amazing. I love it. There's not one part of it that I want to change. So, I mean, essentially all it is the old extra deck mechanics, Synchro, Xyz, and Fusion can be summoned to the main monster zone without an arrow. And that changes deck building completely. And Joe, what were your initial thoughts on this? Because mine were just like, holy fucking shit. I can play bad decks again.
Summon Denko, do you have a response? Reveal Fusion.
Yeah.
Those are my initial thoughts.
So,
and my mindset has not changed for the past 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't get over it because all of these decks that we played for years that really never got the support they needed during Link Vrain's the era, and they were just really difficult to play, and you had to do like awkward stuff like play supplemental engines that didn't really mix well, or you just had to like willingly play a strategy that was just like it didn't really function how it was designed. But now with this, like invoked should all synchro based decks like synchro spam are they're just a lot more reasonable to play. And on top of that, like for meta deck building, it allows for non-link monsters to viably be played because they don't clog up your EMZ. So I know we in the chat we all lost our minds like going through decks and everything, but really like looking at the way the meta is going to go, like how do you think it's going to develop? Do you think it is going to stay link focused because those cards are just so strong and they're just going to attack in other extra deck mechanics? Maybe you'll still see 15 extra decks being links. What do you think is going to be the initial thing besides people messing around with stuff as far as like top tier play?
So with the freedom now that you have with the extra deck mechanic and being able to summon monsters and stuff like that, you're still going to see link monsters be in the extra decks. Like you can't get rid of the fact that you still have cards like LP that's Lone Fire for Dragon Monsters, right? Orcus is still going to be a very viable deck because of the cards that you can play and stuff like that that make it. Like Galatea is broken, Dingers is broken. Like cards like they're just good. Like Appaloosa is still a good card. Saryuja is still a good card. What are other generics? Like Borreload's a good one. Like Boros, like all these cards are still good, but a lot of decks now have a lot more freedom in terms of your deck building and combo. Combo is going to be insane. I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Yeah,
but it could get out of hand too, so that's one thing to keep in mind.
Yeah, and I think because like obviously Master Rule 4 was a very restrictive mechanic. It didn't really opt for any craziness to break the game. This is kind of peeling back and giving the card pool some more room to breathe. So something stupid is going to come from it, and it's probably unavoidable. But I will take that hit because it makes the decks I enjoy playing, like Invoked or Light Sworn or Burning Abyss, just so much easier to play. That because decks like that, if you have to invest into a Link 2 just to open zones right off the bat, that's a very bottlenecked point in your combo, and it's very disruptible. So being able to just normal summon Alistair and make a Mechaba before you do anything else. Let's say you got a bunch of Mech Knights or you're playing Shaddoll like a Chaos Mix. It gives you that ability to make some protection and still be able to link climb and do other extra deck mechanics if need be, you know?
Yeah, I will say one thing, and we haven't seen it in a while because like a lot of the cards are missing for it and stuff like that. But in the event something new and stuff like comes out, I don't think extra linking is going to be as powerful as it originally was. I mean, right now it's not as powerful because like we're missing the cards that were making it broken. But like now, like okay, your opponent extra linked you, but like it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, as long as you're playing a strategy that it's relevant, because like a deck like Orcust, given its current state, assuming it doesn't get hit, which it will, just pretend for a minute. A deck like Orcust, I don't think can really play a secondary mechanic besides Lynx plus Dingirsu very effectively, because they got Skeleton and Harp and the fucking Nightmare whatever, and they're not the same level. Bombard's a tuner, but it's not an extender. It doesn't summon itself, so like you'd have to invest into that to get a synchro, and you're locked into dark synchros. So like, yeah, you could do other things, but I think it's just a better strategy just to play basically as is, with maybe a tech card here and there. But
right, but
oh, go
ahead. I think the big thing is like you're saying, because like some of these decks don't really benefit from having that open extra deck. Saying like you're saying, Orcus just doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure someone will find something that can go with it that makes it a lot more playable. But
like thinking about it a little bit more, because I was just kind of talking, and we haven't talked about this before. Being able to take your Galatea in the EMZ and make a Dingirsu in the main monster zone could be extremely relevant, so that you don't have to get rid of that Dingirsu and like still be able to play. So like I'm not an Orcus player, but like I feel like that could be relevant in a longer tournament. But go on, what are you saying?
It's just one of those things, like the big benefactors here is like you were saying, like rogue decks just got infinitely better. Like I'm thinking about it, like so right now the best version of Hero is like going second, right? And you make the only link monsters you play are like Cross Crusader and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because Cross Crusader is generically good in that deck. But now, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how the new Master Rule works. I don't know if you can have multiples of the same monster or same monster type. I should say, like I can have two XYZs without having the EMZ or anything like that.
Yeah. So the Master Rule, it's just those monster or those card types can be summoned to the main monster.
The main monster zone without a link zone. Okay,
that's just the rule.
So that makes older versions of that deck, mainly Toad Hero, a viable strategy again. And if that's the case, I mean, now decks like that, where they were just like a one-trick pony, where like they go second and murder you, now they have two ways to play. And then you can say that for a lot of strategies. For example, Lightsworn, one that you were talking about, got infinitely better because of this, because there's a lot of monsters you couldn't play because of that Master Rule. Now,
being forced to, like,
you have a whole toolbox of like, go ahead.
I was going to say, not having to make Minerva and then link it away and like hope you mill a wolf, and it just made it so awkward for that deck to play. Like it was unbearable. You either comboed off on an insane level or you fucking passed, and that's because your extra monster zone was you couldn't clog it, and you didn't have enough resources to make Minerva, and you didn't get lucky enough to mill the wolf to make the Curious. It's just frustrating. But now
you have no limit to what you can actually make. And that opens up your extra deck for like, because one of the things like Lightsworn had like a lot of like before the Master Rule and stuff like that, and when you had like grass and stuff like that, like one of the benefits of playing those types of strategies is the access to level 8 synchros it can make turn 1. And I mean, you couldn't do that under Master Rule 4, but the new Master Rule, the updated one, now you have access to all these big behemoth monsters that you can make without the extra steps of going this. You have these XY rank 4s, because like rank 4 is like the best generic pool in Yu-Gi-Oh! For cards. And like you have access to all those cards. Like it actually just makes the game insane.
Yeah. The issue with like synchros and Xyz was like if you needed to make a Borload Savage Dragon or a rank 8, or not a rank 8, level 8 synchro to influence the game, like an Ignister, right? Ignister is a good example. And that clogged your extra monster zone. Like, you were kind of fucking shit out of luck because you couldn't pendulum summon anything, and unless you had another extender and linked it to like a generic link 2 after you spun a card, like, it was just stuck there, and you got no value because you had, in order to continue your play, you had to get rid of it, so its attack isn't on board for going for game, and it was just really annoying.
Exactly.
I will say there's a couple of cards that I can think of that just get way more value because of this, and you already mentioned one. It was Bahamut Shark. Like, a free Toad for no reason because you can make a rank 4 with two water monsters.
I'm so excited to see boards of Darklaw, Shark, and Toad again.
On top of that, we got a card not that long ago that is very similar, but it didn't, like, you couldn't really make it work because of Master Rule 4. It was that rank 8 that can special summon a number Xyz monster from your extra deck, like, but it had to be
Dragon or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I forget the name, but like, you could summon Harbinger for free, but it took up 3 extra deck slots because you had to equip or attach a material, like a number material from the grave or extra. It was something weird, but you couldn't get value out of it because you needed 2 zones to do that.
Right.
And you needed to make a rank 8 after getting access to 2 zones, and it also had to be the last thing you did in your turn because of its own effect. So
cards like that didn't have a lot of value because it's like a combo ender, but you had to like do all your stuff. Like, I saw some play in like the earlier builds of Thunder before people just realized that it wasn't good, but like now it's like actually viable. Like, that's actually kind of crazy.
All right. So meta relevant right now. We Striker gets almost no value out of this. I mean, yes, they get that Link 2 that comes out, and yeah, you could in theory like play a rank 4 in the main monster zone, like detach Rose, trigger like Rose's effect. I forget what it is. Special summon it, and then like link it up into the Link 2, banish a card, and then link down. But like, I don't think that's gonna happen. To be honest, Orcus we already talked about, but Thunder Dragon in its current state, there's absolutely no chance Thunder Dragon's going to be like anything close to what it is now when this rule's relevant, because I think the OCG says April 1st, but I don't know if it'll apply. Did Master Rule 4 apply at the same time, or did it wait till like after Worlds?
It was after Worlds.
Yeah. So we'll probably get it in the early fall of next year, right?
Bro.
Like August.
Once we get that, Thunder is going to be the biggest bully in the yard. I don't care what anyone says.
Thunder will be dead by then. But just imagine if we had that right now. Not having to make like some summoner so that you could just go like fucking Colossus, Titan.
I could just make big boss monsters for free.
Fucking
imagine. Bro, it'd be the biggest bully in the yard. You couldn't beat it. It's insane.
And the cards that get infinitely better because of this are, we were talking about a couple of them earlier. Jesus Christ. Super polymerization.
Super Poly's broken.
Like, you want that card to be the first card you play because it outs your opponent's board. That's why you're playing it. Getting Starving Venom stuck in the extra monster zone, Predaplant, Dragos Pelio, or whatever the fuck super poly target you're playing, getting that to clog your extra monster zone and then having to lose value on it by linking it off to do what your deck wants to do was stupid. Right? Like, yes, I know it's a free body and it's kind of good in that sense, but you can't have the option of using that card to push for game. And that was just dumb.
But now.
Yeah, now you just summon Starving Venom, make his fucking... Doesn't Starving Venom, like, gain attack or something? I honestly forget because it never comes up.
Yeah, it targets a monster, a level 5 or higher monster, I believe, and it gains attack or something. It's something along those lines.
So it's anywhere of 3,000 plus for or 2500 plus for its attack, that you have the option to use that to push for game. And
I'm just kind of getting excited now that you mentioned the starving event because it's level 8, isn't it? Because like you could theoretically like you could super poly, and now one of the cool things is like now that you're not restricted to the extra monster zone and stuff like that, you can take it with any other level 8, like a rank 8, and just combo.
Yeah, just do stuff.
And like there's so much more you can do now. Like your super poly targets don't have to be as restrictive. Like you could super poly into a mud dragon. It's a level 4, and then any other level 4 in your hand, you just have a rank 4 play. Right? Oh my god, it's water. You can use it to make Bahamut Shark.
Yeah, I mean super poly. Okay, super poly into mud dragon, normal summon Alistair effect, rank 4, detach Alistair, invocation, like it's so much value that you're not getting fucked over by the game mechanic. Like, link summoning is cool. I very much enjoy link summoning.
Bruh.
But limiting the past 15 years of Yu-Gi-Oh! For the new shit was never that fun. Especially waiting for the right links to come out and and hoping Konami releases a Satellar Knight Link monster. It's just not... It's not just fun, casual Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, yes, you can always play top-tier Yu-Gi-Oh! With the meta-relevant cards, but it's not always about that.
Bruh. New Master Rule, and I have God, I'm excited. I'm sorry.
So another card that just gets insane value is Shaddoll Fusion. Like, I understand the card it's pretty good if it resolves going second right now, but having Construct on board or whatever other fucking card you made, like, I feel like it makes pure Shaddoll just crazy compared to where it is right now. I don't think it's going to be top tier, but being able to summon Construct more than one fucking Shaddoll monster it just makes fucking sense.
It's going to be great because like you can just put multiple Construct on board without having to do the extra steps now. And like you can still play cards like Boral Sword because like that card's insane in that type of deck, but like you don't need it to kill anymore, and it's like broken. It's broken.
Okay, so what other cards do you think get just way better? Okay, before you go, I want to go again because shout out to Aaron. He's like, I'm just watching D-Barrier get bought out on TCG Player right now. And that is true because we don't know what's going to happen. Now it's December 2019 right now. Would I be investing in that card for 8 months from now? Probably not.
I tell you what. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say that there could be a fusion deck, like a fusion focused only deck that becomes the top tier deck. We don't know what's going to come out, and we don't know the future. So Dimensional Barrier, if you don't have it, is a fucking good investment. But the hype around it is just going to carry it, and you'll probably want to get it in a few months.
I don't know specifically card, but I know two decks off the top of my head that get a significant power boost because of this.
What are those?
And it was decks that were meta relevant before Zoo came out, and you have Metal Foe because now you can make multiple Mithrilium. And
oh yeah, I totally.
You also have ABC because now the best part about ABC was the rank 4s you could make, especially the turn 1 play where Tsukiyomi was insane because beforehand during Master Roll 4 you can make Tsukiyomi, but you didn't have a way to get off the board because there's no true way to extend. Now you can just make Tsukiyomi Buster, and it doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
and you like on top of that you have the utility of the link monsters that go with it. Like, bro, that's insane.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, yeah, we're not going back in time. We still have access to the link mechanic. So being able to utilize rank 4s and summon Buster in the extra or the main monster zone for free, and do link stuff with the pieces as you do, and like maybe there's some insane combo where you use the first Buster you summon to like make a rank. Like ABC players are nuts. They're just fucking crazy for still playing it. But
my personal favorite that gets a significant power boost and it might actually be able to do something now, DDD. I can actually do DDD combos.
Here we go, everybody.
Like actual DDD combos. And I got the big new fusion monster in game. Ooh. Woo! Woo! I can do so much in a turn. Oh, it's so great. And I'm sorry. I'll stop.
It's fine. You just walk into Nibiru. It's fine.
I'm cool with bruh. You act like I'm not. I can Crystal Wing on board within 4 summons. Don't test me.
Oh, Chris.
Bro, that deck is insane. You can make
absolute negates Nibiru, doesn't it? Or no, is that on the field?
No, it's got to be Crystal Wing. Clear Wing prevents targeting and stuff like that,
Okay.
but actually no, it can negate the effect of a level 5 or higher monster.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I can do so much in a turn.
And another series of cards that gets better because of this, the Wind Witch engine. That engine completely fucking died because of Master Rule 4.
We can play the best version of Invoked. Oh my!
It's getting an industry like I can't think of a wind deck besides Dragoonity. I mean, I guess there still isn't one, but
bruh. Oh my god, Yu-Gi-Oh's getting so good, so good. I'm excited. I'm sorry, I got excited for a second.
Okay, I've said like 5 cards that get better. What are some that you can think of?
Shout out real quick. Yosenju's still a bad deck. Don't listen to Doug.
Yeah. Obviously, the best deck in the game doesn't get affected by this, which is True Draco.
I hate you.
Okay, ignoring that. God, I'm just trying to think. What are some cards that lose utility because of this? I know you said
utility?
Extra linking in general.
Nightmares. Nightmares use a little bit of utility because there's just better cards to make in certain decks.
Yeah,
more generic cards.
I think cards like Tornado Dragon will see an uptick in play. Like Phoenix is a good card.
That's a good one. Mega Fleet loses some steam here now.
Oh, yeah. But I still feel like at the end of the turn, most decks are going to have a Link Monster in the MZ.
Oh, for sure. You have Link Monsters in all of them, but I think generic Link Monsters are going to see a little cut down. Like, for example, a lot of combo decks, they play Psyframe Lord Lambda or like Beat Cop and stuff like that as a generic Link 2 to get stuff off the board, where now it's just not necessary. But like, I don't know, it's kind of being a weird spot because like you still want to incorporate like a lot of power card. Like I was saying, like LP's a perfect example. Like that's a broken Link monster that's going to see play in any strategy that plays dragon type monsters and stuff like that. Because like that's just summon any dragon out of my deck for free. You know, like that's still broken.
So with the guard dragons, it now gives you that option like to use them to make synchros, and then like make a Pisty and bring back something else and make another synchro like off to the side. Like you can make a Savage or what's another like level 8 synchro dragon.
A level 8 synchro, Stardust, Scrap Dragon, Scarlet Red Dragon, Archfiend. Like there's a bunch of big power 8s you can make now.
Is Savage a hard once per turn or is it a soft once per turn?
Are you talking about its negation effect?
Yeah.
I think it's a hard once per turn.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Hold on. Continue your thought process there, but I'm pretty sure it's But I mean, like, you just have so many power cards you can make now. Like, it's actually insane.
Yeah. Just being able to use the other mechanics, it's unreal at this point because we're so used to Master Rule 4. Like, when Zoo was the best deck, after Master Rule 4 came out, like, we didn't even play Links, and we just played it's not a worse version of Zoo, but you had to do some weird shit to play around just to make like double Trident, and like it would just be, it's so much easier now, and that's because it was an Xyz focused deck that you just didn't have the tools you needed. Now, Burning Abyss is going to be another fun one. I mentioned it earlier that you're not forced to make that Cherubini first. Like, yeah, you're still going to play that card, but sometimes it's really not the best option to make it first.
No, shit. You can make double Educated Man's Dante without going into a Link, my bro. That's insane.
All right, so some decks that I'm definitely gonna play because of this is, I mean, my number one is Invoked because I think that got a huge power boost, not being limited by the extra monster zone.
Oh, by far, that deck just got infinitely better.
A casual deck that I'm gonna enjoy is Satellar Knight. But what else?
Some of my personal favorite. You know your boy's gonna play Shaddoll. For sure.
So
Shaddoll, I'm gonna play the Toad Heroes.
With Heroes, the super, like, you know how people used to like super poly whatever hero they summoned to like summon other fusions.
Oh, like, that's a card that gets really, really, especially with Sunriser coming out. Miracle Fusion. Oh. Yeah. Sorry. I got excited.
I do think Xyz and Synchro, they get a huge boost from this, but Fusion, I think Fusion has a lot of tools available to like be not abused, but it was the hardest mechanic to make work because it took so much investment from the extra deck. Obviously, Ritual takes the most, but being able to set up multiple fusion monsters without having to worry is pretty good.
If you think about fusion, but Ritual decks, they get a huge boost out of this. I can think of examples already. So, Herald of Perfection is one deck because one of the best cards that go in it, because the Ben 10 and stuff made them searchable, was Star Seraph. So, I mean, your rank 4s that take 3 XYZ materials, that just got infinitely better because now you can do so much without having to actually make Link Monster, and that deck gets a little bit more scary, but I mean, it's still Herald of Perfection. No one plays it.
There's Necros, always one that plays it.
Necros actually does get a boost from this. One of those reasons being is now like one of the best parts about the deck was the generic rank 4s it could make without having to have the extra monster zone being taken up. Now, obviously, you're still going to play cards like Pot of Extravagance and stuff like that, but I mean, it's not outside of the realm of possibility now where you can make like a Diamond Direwolf clear, search something, force a Dweller on the turn, and then, you know, like make another utility rank 4 and stuff. Like, it's just small nuances like that. Like, people don't realize that, but that actually, there's a lot of like thought that goes in that deck building process at that point. And it's just something you now have option to. Now, I'm not saying it's most practical, but it's something you have now.
Yeah. Given the player base, I'm really excited to see what decks become tier 2 after this, become competitively viable, and I want to know what the best decks are.
Small shout out, I can play TGs again.
TG stun, get out of here. We were talking about at Ignister a little bit. I still don't know what that deck does, and I really don't feel like learning because it's Christmas coming up, but it plays every summoning mechanic, and I was wondering how that deck would function effectively under Master Rule 4, but all right, we're coming up on like a minute left. You got anything left to say?
Buy your cards now before it's too late.
Yeah, just start thinking. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of initial hype, so you can watch the market watch channels like, oh my god, this card's bought out for this reason, and just make a note of it, and when it goes down, just pick it up. But yeah, there's going to be some cards that you're going to want to pick up. We just don't know what they all are yet if you don't have them. I think D-Barrier is going, if you don't have a playset of that, like, what are you doing?
Generic XYZs, generic Synchros, making it a comeback. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm super excited. But
also, Douglas French has no sauce.
Oh, he doesn't? Hold up. I got to hit the button. There it is.
Piccolo, you have no sauce. Hey.
So we didn't even mention that the main like show isn't even focused on like the standard TCG game. So
that's all right. It's the anime at that point.
Yeah, if just real quick, the new season of anime is based off Rush Duels, which is basically speed duels with different card design and like different rules. I hope that doesn't affect the TCG, like the product release, the support it gets, but that is a topic for another day. We have like 20 seconds left. So guys, if you did enjoy, Please check us out same time, same place next week. We're on just about every podcast supported service there is. If you want to suggest a topic, Twitter and YouTube, youtube.com/bingohd and youtube.com/the Duel Factory. Comment on there and we will probably talk about it because, like I say every week, other than when big stuff happens like this, we just sit down 5 minutes before and say, what do you want to talk about, with absolutely no planning. So if we find a topic we like 4 days out, the podcast will probably be a lot better. But with that being said, I'll see you guys next week.
Okay, bye.